Hi, I'm Justine Rintoul. I'm going to guide you through a 20-minute Yin Yoga practice designed to improve your hip mobility and flexibility. Come to a comfortable seat and just start to notice your breath. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. Start to relax your shoulders away from the ears. Allow the legs to soften and the bones of your legs to relax down with gravity. Take another deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. Let's come to all fours and just start with some gentle hip circles. You might like to do some small hip circles or make them a little bit larger. Just taking 3 circles one way and then 3 circles the other way. Very slowly. Eventually we're going to settle into a wide-kneed child's pose for our first pose. So take your knees out to the width of the mat, allowing your forehead to rest on the mat while your arms extend forward, maybe with your elbows bent slightly. Or if that's not comfortable, just rest your arms by your side. You might like to give your forehead a gentle massage, just turning your head side to side very slowly before you settle into the pose. Eventually finding stillness in the pose. Releasing tension in your back, your shoulders and your neck. Focusing on some deep belly breaths here. Feeling your back body expand with each inhale. And just soften down and relax as you exhale. This gentle forward fold can promote a sense of emotional grounding as you connect to the earth beneath you. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come up to all fours and make our way into dragon pose, or sometimes called lizard pose. I like to come into it from a down dog, but come into it any way you like, stepping the right leg forward and preferably having your leg on the outside of your hands. Now you can do this pose with your hands on your knees, or you can have your arms straight, or if you want to make the pose stronger and deeper, come down onto your elbows and find your lizard situation. This pose is fantastic for opening the hip flexors and the groin. Also, you're feeling the quadricep of that left leg stretch out. Really helping to restore mobility in your hips. And it's particularly beneficial if you sit for long periods of time. So as you become still in the pose, resolving to remain still, try breathing into the sensations in your hip flexors, using long breaths, inhaling through your nose for 4 counts, exhaling through the nose for 6 counts. Slow, smooth breaths as you allow your hips to melt, releasing tightness and tension there. If it feels really intense at any time, just do a long exhale out of the mouth. Well done. And very slowly you're going to ease up, pushing the floor away from you with your hands, keeping your legs where they are, and then eventually walking, heel-toeing the right leg across the mat, preparing for sleeping swan. So taking a deep breath in before you fold forward into your sleeping swan. Remembering you can always place a bolster or a pillow underneath you if it's not comfortable. You can release the left toes now and rest down into your sleeping swan. Targeting your deep hip rotators and your outer hip muscles. Releasing stored tension. Softening with every exhale. See if you can really let your belly expand fully on the inhale and then empty completely on the exhale. Breathing in, filling up the whole body, and then exhale, release. Allowing your shoulders to soften and melt. And allowing the belly to soften. Keeping awareness on that deep belly breath. The next pose we're going to do is Shoelace Pose. So think about moving before pushing the floor away from you to come up. To come into shoelace, curl the back toe under and draw the back leg up behind the right knee. Coming in and finding your shoelace pose. Remembering that you can sit on a pillow or a block if that feels good. And you can keep your arms where they are, or you can take them out in front. Bring the right arm under the left arm. And this is just going to give you more of a stretch across the back. You can stay in an upright position, or you can fold forward, which will also give you benefits to the digestive system. So folding forward in your shoelace pose, relaxing your muscles, letting go in the external hips. It is an external hip rotation. You're also stretching out the IT band and the outer thigh muscles. So again, it's improving your hip mobility, and it can also help to relieve any sciatic pain. Continue to focus on the breath. Letting go as much as you can. Softening your shoulders a little bit more. Relaxing the soles of your feet and your hands. Eventually coming up out of the pose. Take your hands behind you, unravel your legs, and let's just take a little rock side to side with the knees. Slow side to side. And now let's just come onto our backs and just take a rebound pose. So take a Shavasana style pose just for a couple of breaths here. And the purpose of this is to really notice now the difference between your right and left side of your body. Can you find more space now that you've opened up the right side? Does it feel more spacious? Do your right hips feel closer to the ground? Can you notice any difference between the right and the left side of the body? It's okay if you can't notice anything. It's just an awareness that we're trying to bring about. So we'll move to the other side now. So come either via down dog or all fours, this time coming into dragon with your left leg forward. So it's a low lunge pose, opening your hip flexors and groin. Remembering you can take the variation that feels good, either staying with your hands on the knees with the arms straight, or going into a deeper stretch if you feel like it, with your elbows bent and your forearms on the ground. Keep the outside edge of your foot, of your left foot, connected with the ground, but it's okay if the inside comes up a little bit, just to get more of a stretch through the hips. Noticing the array of sensations in the left side of the body may be a little bit different to the right side. Just try breathing into the sensations in your hip flexors. Seeing if you can inhale through the nose for 4, exhaling through the nose for 6. Softening, releasing, letting go. Well done. And slowly transition to your sleeping swan on this side. So heel toe the left foot across the mat. Take a deep breath into your sleeping swan, and as you exhale, folding forward onto your forearms. Remembering you can always place a bolster underneath you or a cushion. Softening forward, you've got that external rotation on the left leg. The right hip flexor moving down towards the earth. And this forward fold also adds a stretch, a gentle stretch to the back muscles. So softening your shoulders, your forehead. Make sure your jaw's relaxed here. Let go of any muscles that are tight in your face. And just continue to take those deep breaths into your belly. Fully expanding on the inhale and emptying completely on the exhale. Continue to allow your shoulders to melt. Focusing on that deep inhale and the long, slow exhale. Well done. And we're going to slowly transition to our shoelace pose on the other side. So push the floor away, take a deep breath in. And eventually we're going to drag that back leg up behind the front leg, Splay the feet out to the side and sit back into our shoelace pose on the other side. When you're ready, you can wrap the left arm below the right arm if that feels good for you, or just keep your arms by your side. If you'd like to feel the benefits of folding forward, you can fold forward, and just resolving to remain still in whichever position that feels good for you today. Continue to focus on your breath here. And focus on the array of sensations. There could be intense sensations in this pose. And if that's the case, just try and exhale through the mouth at any time that you need to. Remembering that in Yin Yoga we're targeting the deep connective tissues. So it's okay to feel slight discomfort, but you don't want any pain. Always listen to your body and use the props as needed. Cushions or blocks underneath you for support if that feels better for you. Well done. Slowly take your time to come up, unraveling your arms, placing them behind you so that you can unravel your legs, and maybe take a windshield wiper here, just dropping the knees from side to side. Noticing again the sensations. And then we're going to come into a supine butterfly. So lying on your back, you can take a bolster underneath you if you have one, and just bring the soles of the feet to touch. Take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. We'll just take a couple of breaths here as you allow the legs to release. After that external hip rotation in the shoelace pose, just releasing in this butterfly pose. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then we'll come to our twisted roots. So straighten your left leg, hug your right knee in. And when you're ready, take your left arm to the outside edge of that right knee and bring it across the body. You can gaze over your shoulder or you can gaze straight up. Whatever feels good for you. Just a couple of breaths. Taking a little supine twist. Even though you're in a twist, taking some deep belly breaths. Feeling your muscles sink down with gravity. And let's go to the other side. So coming back to neutral, straightening your right leg, hugging your left knee in, squeezing it in. And take your right hand to the outside edge of your left knee when you're ready. And just bring that leg across the body, gazing to your left or gazing straight up, whatever feels good for you. Taking some deep breaths here. Well done. Releasing the legs and then hugging both knees in. You can make some circles with your knees. Slowly one way and then the other. Eventually taking your time to rock up to a seated position to finish the class today. Sitting in a cross-legged position, take another deep breath. Just notice how you feel. Notice how your body feels. And then take a deep breath, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Thank you so much for joining me. Surrender to the grace of the universe. Namaste. I hope you have happy hips now, and if you enjoyed this class, don't forget to leave a comment below and like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.